Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away this week. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We've got a lot of news for you tonight. Before we get to that, we should take a quick look outside our weather window. Bright and very cool all day in the Wenatchee Valley today, as you can see from our view on the NCWLIFE cross cam looking north up the Columbia River Valley. I like to call this cardigan season. It's the kind of weather that's nice for houseplants and for cats that enjoy sitting in the window. The sun breaks we saw today are likely to repeat themselves a few times in coming days, but it is certainly not going to be spring-like weather. Clouds and 40-degree temperatures remain the norm, with some more rain impending later in the week down here at the valley floor, and different kind of weather up above the snow line. Dan Kuntz will be along a little bit later with the complete weather picture. And now a few of the stories we are following for you tonight. A fatal accident leaves one woman dead after a head-on collision this weekend at Blewett Pass. The Wenatchee School Board will greet a new member as election tallies now favor challenger Catherine Thomas over her incumbent opponent. And a Lake Chelan School Board race features one candidate winning by only 4 votes, even after her opponent dropped out of the race. But first, our top story tonight, a 23-year-old Wenatchee woman is dead after a 2-car accident Saturday afternoon 5 miles north of the summit of Blewett Pass. According to the Washington State Patrol, Kira Nelson was driving a 2007 Toyota Corolla northbound shortly before 4 p.m. when her car crossed the center line, spun 180 degrees, and was struck in the rear by a 2014 Ford F-150 pickup being driven by 52-year-old Robert J. Spraggan of Clay Elum. Nelson was pronounced dead at the scene. Spraggan and his passenger, 60-year-old Stephanie Spraggan, also from Clay Elum, were transported to Central Washington Hospital with injuries. The cause of the accident is under investigation, but authorities say the highway was not icy at the time. Traffic was delayed until about 7:30 p.m. Saturday night. A single-car rollover accident on the east side of the Otabashian Bridge sent 2 Wenatchee residents to the hospital about 7:45 p.m. last night. The Washington State Patrol says a 2002 Hyundai Accent was headed westbound when the car left the highway to the right, rolled over, and came to rest on its wheels. The driver, 23-year-old Jose A. Valenzuela, and his passenger, 27-year-old Marvin Siciliano Herrera, had to be airlifted to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle with unknown injuries. The State Patrol said impairment was likely a factor in that wreck. Well, the count of about 2,100 new ballots in the very narrow Wenatchee School Board elections gives a further edge to one challenger. Catherine Thomas will likely be the board's newest member after she improved her lead over incumbent Michelle Sandberg, with about 50.7% to Sandberg's 48.9%. That's a difference of 213 votes, with only an estimated 98 ballots left to count from the whole county, giving Thomas the likely victory when the election is certified. Another board incumbent, Maria Iniguez, will keep her seat after fending off a challenge from Matt Van Bogart, 51 to 48%. Finally, board member Julie Norton appears likely to hold her seat with just over a 1% margin, or 127 votes, over challenger Miranda Skaliski. Norton, Thomas, and Van Bogart all ran on a ticket that was supported by the Chelan County Republican Party, even though the school board race is officially nonpartisan. In the election for a wide-open school board seat in the Eastmont School District, Joy Daw gained heavily on John Stu Stewart Jr., racking up 51% to Stewart's 48.5%. However, an estimated 1,700 ballots remain uncounted in Douglas County, keeping the race still too close to call with its margin of 168 votes. The final count of ballots takes place on November 23rd, the same day the election must be certified to the Washington Secretary of State. Ballots counted on Friday did not change the leaders in other races that were too close to call after Tuesday night in Chelan and Douglas counties. The 2 closest races had Stephanie Fuller leading Cole Soriano by just 4 votes for a Lake Chelan school board seat. After additional votes were counted Friday, Fuller had extended her lead to 62 votes, 1,150 to 1,088. Soriano in October announced he was dropping out of the race, but his name still appeared on the ballot. The difference Tuesday night between Brad Hampton and Isabel Bush for a Rock Island City Council position was just 3 votes after Tuesday's count, but Hampton extended his lead to 22 votes Friday with 54 to 32. Coming up next, investigators close in on the cause of the Cub Creek 2 fire, which burned more than 70,000 acres back in July. And a Seattle deputy fire chief remains lost in the Kittitas County wilderness. after 6 days of searching. I'm Jefferson Robbins. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. One of several large fires that plagued NCW this summer was caused by a property owner using a propane torch to seal an irrigation line. That's the finding of a Department of Natural Resources report on the Cub Creek 2 fire, which started July 16th and burned more than 70,000 acres. Brush was dry, the day was hot, and winds were high when the property owner used a propane torch to make the repairs near Chewich Road and Cub Creek Road in Okanogan County. The fire caught in dry underbrush and quickly spread. DNR has forwarded the report to the State Attorney General's office for possible civil action. Well, today is day 6 since Seattle Deputy Fire Chief Jay Schreckengast disappeared in the Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest while hunting for elk. Schreckengast went missing on Tuesday in the Cliffdale area of Kittitas County. His family located his vehicle parked on a Forest Service road the next day. Hundreds of search and rescue volunteers and other emergency workers have been searching since then alongside the missing man's family. Whistle and Jack's Lodge near Natchez has become a base of operations. Search organizers say their teams continue to comb the forest ahead of potential snowfall. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Department is also seeking information from the public. Anyone with information about Schreckengast's disappearance is asked to call the Kittitas County Emergency Communications Department at 509-925-9534. Well, the $1.2 trillion Invest in America Act is now law. That infrastructure bill was finalized in the House of Representatives on Friday by a vote of 228 to 206. North Central Washington's Democratic Representative Kim Schreier of the 8th District voted in favor. Republican Dan Newhouse of the 4th District voted no. An analysis from Senator Maria Cantwell's office says the bill will provide major benefits for Washington, including a $5.2 million grant for improvements to Pangbourne Memorial Airport, more than $5 billion for statewide highway upgrades, plus repairs to the 416 bridges in Washington that are rated in poor condition, and $71 million to expand the state's charging network for electric vehicles. There's also $8 billion dedicated to battling and preventing wildfires nationwide. Well, firefighters from 4 fire districts converged on Mansfield on Saturday for some live-action structure fire practice. A home and a garage in the 200 block of Simpson Street that was once occupied by the late Gene and Lydia Gall were ignited for the training. Gene was known locally as Fireman Gene and served many years with Douglas County Fire District 5. The current owners, K&L Homes, provided the firefighting opportunity to Mansfield, Waterville, Orondo, and Bridgeport firefighters. Take a look. Dramatic stuff. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, hydrologists take a look at the aftermath and the mudslide risks from one of last summer's biggest wildfires. That plus weather and sports still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
This holiday season, let Wild Birds Unlimited help you deliver something truly special to friends and loved ones. The gift of bird feeding. Even if you can't be together in person this year, a busy backyard bird feeder will bring a little smile and a little connection with you. We're here for you with safe, convenient shopping, whether it's in-store, at curbside, or when you order online. Wild Birds Unlimited. Joy delivered.
Welcome back. Public lands agencies are closely watching the regions scarred by last summer's wildfires. Heavy burns from events like the 25-mile fire above Lake Chelan can leave the landscape vulnerable to erosion and sometimes to severe mudslides. Last week, a burned area assessment team used some computer modeling and gave a town hall meeting on what heavy rainfall could do in the 25-mile Creek Basin.
So the red areas are where we had high, and those are the areas, like that first photo, where you don't have any canopy cover remaining, no ground cover is intact, and you have that exposed ash soil, and there may be some fine roots that were burned. You may have some of the bigger ones may still be intact, but moderate is yellow, and green, light green is low, and then the unburned is the darker green. So as you can see from this, so our watershed total is about 26,000 acres, and about 22,000 of those acres burned. So that's a lot of change in this watershed. So we're anticipating a lot of change in the runoff.
Near the state park, it's estimated that the post-fire flows could be 6 times greater than the pre-fire flows. Starting from the time it begins to rain, it will take approximately 15 hours for the flow to peak to reach the state park area. This is a significant factor since the time for the flood to reach the state park can be measured in hours or days rather than in minutes. That said, it's only will take approximately 30 minutes for the peak flood flow to travel from the North Fork, South Fork confluence to the state park. We can draw in these profile lines, and then we pick a distance, and this particular one is about 190 feet. And then at that distance, we can look at what the pre-fire flood depth is. And in this case, at the 190, the flood depth is 0. It is not flooding at the pre-fire condition. We can look at the velocity at the same point in time and the same point in location, and also no velocity. But if we look at the post-fire at the same location, the depth is approximately 3.3 feet. And the velocity is 5.7 feet.
And a good Monday to you. Once again, Grant Olson taking some time off. Dan Kuntz filling in for Grant Olson on what turned out to be a drop-dead gorgeous Monday, a very autumnal day around the Wenatchee Valley. And if you want a whole bunch of days just like we saw today, you'll have to go elsewhere. Big changes are coming. Snow is going to be coming to Leavenworth and Lake Wenatchee, and a lot of snow in the mountain passes. We got some active weather. But first things first, let's take a look at what happened today. 48 our high today, just about normal, almost spot on. 30 was the overnight low earlier today. Again, the normal is 48, so we hit that right on the button. And just a little bit cooler than our normal overnight low. Our record high of 60 degrees, yeah, it didn't happen. 24 the overnight low back in 2001. That was the record low. No rain today, just a couple of light sprinkles in the overnight hours. Wasn't enough to register on the rain gauge, so that keeps us at 4.08 on the year so far. And now look at sunrise before 7 o'clock. Now that we're back to standard time and daylight saving time has been 86. It's out of here until March. However, sunset is now going to be before 5 o'clock. It's the changing of the seasons. All right, temperatures very consistent across the board. You take one look at this and you go, wait a minute, how many temperatures are actually going to change tomorrow? Not a lot. They're going to hover pretty much where they were today. Moses Lake, you'll be at 49 on Tuesday. Freda 47, Quincy 47, Ellensburg a little cooler, 45 degrees. Once again, it's going to take a long time for Lake Wenatchee to bust into the lower 40s. They have a lot of low clouds and fog this time of the year in Lake Wenatchee. It's a lake effect thing. It happens here in the Wenatchee Valley. We'll top off about 48 on Tuesday. Slightly warmer to the north of us. Up in Omak, you'll check in at 46 degrees. So we do have some weather out there, and all of it is centered around off the coast of British Columbia. We got low way out here, and that sucker is spinning around. It's low, so it's spinning around counterclockwise, and it's bringing in some pretty active weather for the rest of the week, starting really tonight. The clouds will be thickening up in the overnight hours. About 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start seeing some rain going into early Tuesday morning. Now, the snow level is going to go all the way down to 1,700 feet, but this is important. By the time it drops down to 1,700 feet, this system is going to come in overnight tonight into Wednesday. It's pretty kind of petered itself out. So there's going to be a lot of snow in the mountains. There's a winter storm watch, as a matter of fact, for the Cascade Passes tonight through Tuesday night, and a winter storm advisory for the Leavenworth area and the Lake Wenatchee area. You're going to have some snow that's going to stick on the ground. As you can see, look at that little white thing there. That, my friends, is snow. Veterans Day, we're going to see a little rain. Yeah, probably on the parade. Whatever rain we get on Thursday, and there is some of the forecast is going to come down in the morning. So heads up on that. Friday, we cloud right back up again. We're going to see a little bit of a warming trend over the weekend, the upcoming weekend. A lot of clouds, but considerably warmer temperatures, and all the precipitation that we're going to be getting, not only here in the valley floor, but up in the upper elevations, is going to come down in the form of rain. So although the pass is going to be really dicey to travel tonight and tomorrow, things should be calmed down. If you're planning on going over the mountain passes over the weekend, you should be good to go. So as you can see, temperatures are going to be staying fairly mild, especially those overnight lows. We're going to have quite a bit of cloud cover associated with the storms that are coming in, and that's going to make those overnight lows pretty darn mild, all things.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
I'm Jared Sessler, your conservative Republican candidate for Congress. Our current representative, Dan Newhouse, voted to impeach President Trump and votes with Nancy Pelosi over 50% of the time. Central Washington is conservative, and it's time to have a representative that is willing to stand for our values. I'll fight for you, your family, and our economy. Please go to jaredsessler.com today and make a donation. I'm Jared Sessler, and I approve this message.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Wenatchee Panthers are the District 6 volleyball champs after sweeping Eastmont Saturday at Wenatchee High School. The final scores were 25-16, 22-16, and Panther coach Marty McMahon was thrilled how her girls performed.
Back goes Ava Jo Berry for the service. Biggest of her young life, the freshman, approaches. Backline it goes, Calvillo is there. Up front to Hamilton, here's a set for Grasseth. It's blocked, and Wenatchee will win it. The Panthers win the district championship by sweeping Eastmont here today. 3-0. The final 25-16 here in the third.
I think it's great. I think it's great for the kids. You know, I keep telling them what a feeling it is to win a district championship and to stamp a banner up on the wall that'll be there for a long time. And that's what you're working for every day. And I think they're feeling why they work so hard.
Ashton McMahon joining us here to talk about that. How does that feel to hear that district champions?
It's surreal. I think this is something that we've been dreaming about since the beginning. Summer, working hard all year, and it's been a goal of ours ever since the beginning. So I can't even explain it. It's just so emotional for us, and I couldn't be happier for us and the team. So.
Eastmont tried to bounce back for a last chance at state, but fell in 3 sets to West Valley, 25-18, 22-20. Their season came to an end. Turning to the crossover games for the Caribou Trail League teams, Chelan advanced to the state 1A tournament with a sweep of Colville Saturday, while Cashmere fell in straight sets to Lakeside 9 Mile Falls. Their season is done. The Goats will face Kingsway Christian in the first round of the state 1A tournament at the Sundome Friday at 3:15 in the afternoon. Manson is the district champions for the 2Bs with a sweep of Okanagan in its title match Saturday at Chelan High School. Lake Roosevelt ended Brewster's season and then gave Okanagan all it could handle for a last shot at state. The Bulldogs prevailed 3-2. Manson faces Tri-Cities Prep in the first round of the state tournament Thursday at 9:45 in the morning. Okanagan's first round opponent, Tootle Lake, in a match starting at 11:45. Waterville Mansfield is the District 1B champs after sweeping Pateras Saturday. Wilson Creek ended Etihad's season. Pateras advanced to state with a 3-2 win. Pateras has an early play-in game for the State B tournament. That'll be Thursday at 8 o'clock in the morning against Shoreline Christian. Waterville Mansfield faces Nia Bay in its first round match at 1:30 in the afternoon. Eastmont Wildcats are headed to the state 4A girls soccer tournament after a narrow win on Saturday. Wildcats edged Moses Lake 4-3 to advance to the tournament. By the way, that will begin tomorrow. They received an 11th seed and will face Issaquah tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on the road. Cashmere and Cascade had their soccer seasons come to an end in crossover games Saturday. Bulldogs fell at home to Lakeside 9 Mile Falls 2-1. Kodiaks fell on the road to Freeman by a final of 4-2. Okanagan is the District 6 1B 2B soccer champs after blanking Tonasket Saturday in the Apple Bowl 5-0. Tonasket will face St. George's in a first round game with the day and time yet to be announced. Okanagan awaits the winner of Clallam Roslyn and Adna later this week. The Moses Lake Chiefs completed an undefeated Big 9 regular season with a 30-13 win over Wenatchee at the Apple Bowl on Friday night. The Wenatchee made it a pretty close game for 3 quarters, but penalties and turnovers proved costly for the home squad. I was alongside Paul Collard for the call here on the NCWLIFE channel.
On a first down and 10 at the 18. Turn, handoff, Guzman. Big hole up the middle to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Not even touched. They got to get set for a second. He'll snap the ball, hand it off to Lloydhammer, and trying to get to the corner. And he will to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Camden Lloydhammer pats the rock for the touchdown from 27 yards out. 56-17. Straight keeper up the middle by Clark, and he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown. How about that? Snap back to Clark, looking for the touchdown. He's got a man in his face, rolls out to his right, throws down to the end zone. The ball is caught. And it is a touchdown, Moses Lake. They'll hand it to Lloydhammer. Boy, he barely got that handoff, but he does tumble into the end zone for the touchdown for Wenatchee. Right to left. Snap is down. Spot is down. The kick away, and it is good. Back to pass here. Has some time. He's going to chuck it downfield. Looking for the intended receiver. No, it's intercepted. On the return is Wittes. Wittes up the Moses Lake sideline. He's got 2 men to beat, and he will be tackled at the 20. And that's the 3rd turnover by Wenatchee here on the night. Second down coming up for Moses Lake. Ball left side, thrown left side. The ball caught over there. And Thomas gets away from a tackler and gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. So congratulations to the Moses Lake Chiefs, Big 9 champs. They win it tonight 30-13. You get a couple of sacks tonight aside from a couple of touchdowns. What means more to you out there on the field? Do you like getting those sacks better than getting in the end zone?
I'm not going to lie. I do like those sacks just because my brother gets on me about them. So once I get a sack, I get happy.
So Moses Lake on to the state tournament, so to the Eastmont Wildcats. The Eastmont received a 15 seed to the state 4A tournament. Will travel to number 2 Eastlake Friday at 7 o'clock. Moses Lake at 11 seed will travel to play at number 6 Gonzaga Prep Friday, also at 7. Season came to an end for all Caribou Trail League teams except OMAC Friday. The Pioneers edged Newport 33-28 to advance to the state 1A tournament. Cashmere fell to Lakeside 28-8. Freeman crushed Cascade. Riverside clobbered Chelan. Deer Park dispatched of Quincy Saturday 50-16. OMAC received a 13 seed to the state tournament and will travel to Lakeside 9 Mile Falls Friday. That kickoff at 7 o'clock. Brewster advanced to the state 2B tournament with a 41-6 win, that is, over Liberty on Friday. Soap Lake topped Bridgeport. Get that score, 70-50. Saturday, Okanagan remained unbeaten with a 59-0 win over Northwest Christian. Lynn Rinsfield beat Manson 41-0. Waterville Mansfield also a winner, 54-6 over Etihad. Brewster will face Columbia Burbank on the road in its first-round state game. That'll be Friday at 6. Okanagan awaits the winner of that Brewster and Columbia Burbank action. Excuse me, Liberty Bell has a first-round state 1B playoff game. That'll be home against Cusick Saturday at noon. Waterville Mansfield will travel to Nacelle Saturday at 1 o'clock. Turning to the Les Schwab College football scoreboard. Yeah, there was a lot going on. Washington gave up a 9-3 early lead. Fell to Oregon Saturday 26-16 at Husky Stadium. Ducks were led by Travis Dyes, 211 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Washington just 6 3-and-outs on the offensive side. Couldn't generate a first down in the first quarter. Also, Jimmy Lake in trouble. He's been suspended for a game for pushing one of his own players. Montana State's Isaiah Afonso rushed for 217 yards and a touchdown. Bobcats knocked off Eastern Washington 23-20. Montana State's defense held Eagles quarterback Eric Barrier to 214 yards through the air, 17 on the ground. Quincy Glasper threw for 442 yards and 5 touchdowns to lead Central Washington over Western New Mexico 54-29. Wenatchee Wild not only won their first game, but their second game. They got a sweep over the weekend against the Vernon Vipers. On Friday, Wenatchee's Cade Stibbe scored just 26 seconds into overtime to give Wenatchee a 3-2 win. The Wild's first victory in 7 tries. Also the first win for Coach Chris Clark, who was named head coach in 2020. He had that interim title in 2019. Also on Saturday, the Wenatchee Wild got a victory over the Vernon Vipers. They were 3 for 4 in their power play opportunities, downing Vernon by a final of 4-1. Vipers scored first, but Wenatchee countered. Landon Parker's redirect of a shot by Ian Somoza. Owen Bone scored a couple of goals. Somoza added another as the Wild got the win. They'll finally return home this week to host the West Colonial Warriors. That'll be Thursday and Friday at the Town Toyota Center. Finally, Seattle Kraken lost a heartbreaker Saturday to Arizona. 5-4 was the final. The game was tied at 4-4. Looked like it was going into overtime, but just a minute 5 left. The Arizona Coyotes score the game winner. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Jefferson, back to you.
Thanks you again, Eric, and that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we would like to hear from you. You can send us an email, news@ncwlife.com, or give us a call, 888-6295. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Thanks for joining us. Good night.